Because without him, you can imagine what the world would look like. Guess what? We got the second George Washington. Congratulations!
George Washington was the father of our country. Donald Trump is the father of Eric. Big difference there.
Jimmy Kimmel's a loser.
When you provoke the bear, be prepared for the fallout. Jimmy Kimmel learned this lesson the hard way when he took a shot at Sylvester Stallone. What began as a harmless late-night dig quickly escalated into a PR nightmare for Kimmel. But Stallone didn't just retaliate. He struck back with a knockout that had fans applauding and industry execs scrambling. It all started with a move that took Hollywood insiders by surprise. Kimmel, known for his edgy humor, reportedly blocked Stallone from appearing on his show. The reason? Stallone had dared to voice opinions that clashed with the prevailing narrative.
When I did Rocky, if you remember, the first image was a picture of Jesus, and it says Resurrection AC Club. I found a church that had been converted to a boxing ring. So the image pans down from Jesus onto Rocky being hit. And at that moment, he was a chosen person, and that's how I began the journey. Something was going to happen. This man was going to go through a metamorphosis and change lives, just like President Trump. And I'll just say this, and I mean it. When George Washington defended his country, he had no idea that he was going to change the world. Because without him, you can imagine what the world would look like. Guess what? We got the second George Washington. Congratulations!
Of Hollywood. If Kimmel thought that shutting out Stallone would go unnoticed, he was in for a rude awakening. A leaked memo from the show's production team revealed the snub, sparking outrage and speculation online. Fans quickly demanded answers, and social media exploded. Hashtags like #TeamStallone and #CancelKimmel began trending, placing the late-night host under intense scrutiny. So, what exactly did Stallone say to cause such a stir? The legendary actor had recently criticized Hollywood's obsession with political correctness, calling it a threat to creativity and storytelling. He argued that an overemphasis on trends was stifling artistry, a message that resonated with many fans but unsettled those in the industry. Kimmel, fearing a backlash from his own audience.
I guess those punches Rocky took to the head were real after all. George Washington was the father of our country. Donald Trump is the father of Eric. Big difference there. After Stallone, it was Golf Clubber Lang's turn at the podium. You know, I keep wondering when this bromance between Trump and Elon Musk is going to blow up like a SpaceX rocket, but for now at least, it appears to be going strong.
Deemed Stallone too controversial to feature on his show. The move backfired spectacularly. Stallone's fans rallied behind him, blasting Kimmel for silencing voices that challenged the status quo. Ratings for Kimmel's already struggling show took a nosedive. Adding fuel to the fire, then came Stallone's response. Calm, confident, and calculated. Instead of lashing out on social media, he turned to platforms that embraced his unfiltered voice. Interviews with podcasters like Joe Rogan and Greg Gutfeld gave him a stage to express his views, and fans admired him even more for it. Meanwhile, Kimmel and his team scrambled to contain the fallout. Reports surfaced that producers begged Stallone to reconsider and appear on the show, offering extended airtime and even full creative control over the interview, an unprecedented gesture born from desperation. But Stallone wasn't swayed. He saw through the hollow offers and refused to let Kimmel use him as a lifeline to revive his sinking ratings. His principled stand only further solidified his status as a Hollywood legend. The fallout wasn't just a blow to Kimmel, it sent shockwaves through Hollywood. Producers began rethinking their approach to late-night TV.
Jimmy Kimmel's a loser. I do Jimmy Kimmel. I did him a lot.
Yeah.
And he'd be standing on the sidewalk. Oh, sir, may I bring you in? He'd bring me in every time. The whole show is talking bad about Trump.
He called us doofuses when we had you on.
He's a group of doofuses in flat-brimmed hats.
Guess what? We
Ask
did
him how
5X
many.
what he did.
Ask him.
5X
Yeah, you
each.
do bigger. Yeah, you
Yeah.
do. His show's dying.
Realizing that audiences were now paying closer attention to who was being silenced and who was being given a platform. The backlash underscored a growing divide between traditional media and newer platforms that prioritize authenticity. While Stallone thrived in this new landscape, Kimmel's struggles deepened. Internal reports revealed that Disney executives were increasingly frustrated with the impact of the controversy on ABC's reputation. Advertisers began pulling back, jeopardizing Kimmel's position. But perhaps the most shocking revelation came when it was reported that Kimmel's team offered Stallone complete creative freedom during the interview, an offer nearly unheard of in late-night television. Critics saw it as a desperate attempt to salvage ratings, while fans saw it as poetic justice. Stallone remained unfazed, continuing to secure new projects and expand his fan base. Meanwhile, Kimmel fought to regain relevance. Social media buzzed with support for Stallone, hailing him as the voice of independent thinkers in Hollywood. The fallout from this feud didn't just affect Kimmel's show. It sent shockwaves throughout the entertainment industry. Executives began reevaluating their strategies, realizing that audiences were flocking to unfiltered, unscripted content. Podcasts and independent media platforms gained momentum, leaving traditional late-night formats struggling to keep up. As the controversy unfolded, Kimmel faced mounting pressure from both fans and network executives. Could he repair the damage, or had he permanently alienated viewers by targeting someone as beloved as Stallone? The battle lines were drawn, and with Stallone refusing to back down, the saga was far from over. What happened next would determine whether Kimmel's career could survive the fallout or if this feud marked the beginning of the end for his reign on late-night TV. Meanwhile, Stallone's star continued to rise. His reality series, The Family Stallone, became an unexpected hit, resonating with viewers for its raw and relatable content. The timing couldn't have been more perfect. As Kimmel's ratings spiraled downward, Stallone's popularity soared, proving that authenticity still reigns supreme in an industry driven by optics. Kimmel's decision to blacklist Stallone now looked less like boldness and more like career suicide for a host already facing shaky ratings. The backlash from Stallone's rejection fueled even more speculation about Kimmel's future. Critics began whispering that Kimmel's days as a late-night staple might be numbered, especially as calls for fresher, more balanced voices grew louder. As the fallout deepened, Kimmel's ratings took yet another hit. The Stallone snub wasn't just a personal blunder, it was becoming a full-scale professional disaster. ABC executives, already wary of declining viewership, were reportedly reaching a boiling point. Insiders speculated that this controversy could be the last straw, forcing the network to rethink its long-term investment in Kimmel. Since launching in 2003, Jimmy Kimmel Live had carved out a niche with sharp humor and divisive takes. Yet, over time, its reliance on political humor had alienated many viewers, leaving ABC to shoulder the fallout. As part of Disney's entertainment empire, ABC had historically supported Kimmel due to his appeal to younger, progressive audiences. But in a competitive late-night landscape, that strategy was losing steam, with rival shows gaining traction. ABC faced mounting pressure to deliver ratings and justify advertising investments. Kimmel's ability to anchor this strategy was under serious question. The Stallone fiasco wasn't Kimmel's first misstep. Over the years, multiple celebrities had quietly declined invitations to appear on his show, citing restrictive terms and controlling producers. One such case involved Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. When Kimmel extended an invitation, it reportedly came with a list of off-limits topics, including Johnson's rumored political ambitions. Known for his unfiltered persona, Johnson rejected the restrictions and turned down the appearance, choosing instead to engage with platforms that embraced candid conversation. Taylor Swift faced a similar dilemma. Her team was reportedly worried about Kimmel's tendency to twist narratives for comedic effect, risking damage to her carefully curated image. With every word scrutinized by fans and media, Swift opted out, joining a growing list of stars avoiding Kimmel's platform. Even Hollywood royalty, like Barbra Streisand, found themselves at odds with Kimmel. Scheduled to appear on his show, Streisand requested minor adjustments to the camera angles, something common in high-profile interviews. However, Kimmel's team dismissed the request, citing logistical challenges. Offended by the refusal, Streisand canceled her appearance entirely. Fans erupted online, blasting Kimmel's inflexibility with tweets like, "Who denies Barbra Streisand anything?" Sean Penn's case took the drama even further. Invited to promote a humanitarian project, Penn clashed with producers who pushed for lighthearted Hollywood gossip instead of serious topics. Frustrated, Penn stormed out just hours before airtime, leaving Kimmel scrambling for a replacement. Penn's bold exit became the talk of Hollywood, earning praise for sticking to his principles while Kimmel's reputation took another hit. These repeated clashes highlighted a broader problem. Kimmel struggled to adapt to changing audience expectations in a media landscape where authenticity rules. Scripted jokes and one-sided conversations were quickly becoming outdated. Stallone's triumph over Kimmel showcased this shift, with audiences gravitating toward unfiltered, relatable voices. Platforms like podcasts and streaming shows capitalized on this trend, leaving traditional late-night TV scrambling to keep up. As Kimmel's influence waned, Stallone's dominance grew. Fans celebrated his decision to bypass mainstream outlets, embracing platforms that allowed free expression. This dynamic raised uncomfortable questions for ABC and Disney. How could they salvage a sinking ship without alienating their audience further? Stallone's rejection of Kimmel became more than just a celebrity feud. It symbolized a cultural turning point, challenging Hollywood's rigid narratives and signaling a shift toward authenticity. While Kimmel faced mounting pressure to reinvent himself, Stallone thrived by staying true to his values. Whether this controversy spells the end of Kimmel's late-night reign remains to be seen.